Welcome to the episode first of AZ900 certification. The purpose of this video is to crack the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals certificate EASL. We need start from the basic of cloud computing. Let's see. Microsoft Azure Fundamentals describe cloud concepts. This module introduces you to cloud computing. It covers things such as cloud concepts, deployment models, and understanding shared responsibility in the cloud. Learning objectives. Upon completion of this module, you will be able to define cloud computing, describe the shared responsibility model, define cloud models, including public, private, and hybrid, identify appropriate use cases for each cloud model, describe the consumption-based model, compare cloud pricing models. Introduction to Microsoft Azure Fundamentals. Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform with an ever-expanding set of services to help you build solutions to meet your business goals. Azure services support everything from simple to complex. Azure has simple web services for hosting your business presence in the cloud. Azure also supports running fully virtualized computers managing your custom software solutions. Azure provides a wealth of cloud-based services like remote storage, database hosting, and centralized account management. Azure also offers new capabilities like artificial intelligence (AI) and Internet of Things (IoT)-focused services. In this series, you'll cover cloud computing basics, be introduced to some of the core services provided by Microsoft Azure, and will learn more about the governance and compliance services that you can use. What is Azure Fundamentals? Azure Fundamentals is a series of 3 learning paths that familiarize you with Azure and its many services and features. Whether you're interested in compute, networking, or storage services, learning about cloud security best practices, or exploring governance and management options, think of Azure Fundamentals as your curated guide to Azure. Azure Fundamentals includes interactive exercises that give you hands-on experience with Azure. Many exercises provide a temporary Azure portal environment called the Sandbox, which allows you to practice creating cloud resources for free at your own pace. Technical IT experience isn't required, however, having general IT knowledge will help you get the most from your learning experience. Why should I take Azure Fundamentals? If you're just beginning to work with the cloud, or if you already have cloud experience, Azure Fundamentals provides you with everything you need to get started. No matter your goals, Azure Fundamentals has something for you. You should take this course if you have general interest in Azure or in the cloud. Want to earn official certification from Microsoft AZ900? The Azure Fundamentals Learning Path series can help you prepare for exam AZ900, Microsoft Azure Fundamentals. This exam includes 3 knowledge domain areas. AZ900 domain area weight. Describe cloud concepts 25 to 30%. Describe Azure architecture and services 35 to 40%. Describe Azure management and governance 30 to 35%. Each domain area maps to a learning path in Azure Fundamentals. The percentages shown indicate the relative weight of each area on the exam. The higher the percentage, the more questions that part of the exam will contain. Be sure to read the exam page for specifics about what skills are covered in each area. This training helps you develop a broad understanding of Azure. Introduction to Cloud Computing. In this module, you'll be introduced to general cloud concepts. You'll start with an introduction to the cloud in general. Then you'll dive into concepts like shared responsibility, different cloud models, and explore the unique pricing method for the cloud. If you're already familiar with cloud computing, this module may be largely review for you. Learning objectives. After completing this module, you'll be able to define cloud computing, describe the shared responsibility model, define cloud models, including public, private, and hybrid, identify appropriate use cases for each cloud model, describe the consumption-based model, compare cloud pricing models. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is the delivery of computing services over the internet. Computing services include common IT infrastructure such as virtual machines, storage, databases, and networking. Cloud services also expand the traditional IT offerings to include things like Internet of Things, IoT, machine learning, and artificial intelligence (AI). Because cloud computing uses the internet to deliver these services, it doesn't have to be constrained by physical infrastructure the same way that a traditional data center is. That means if you need to increase your IT infrastructure rapidly, you don't have to wait to build a new data center, you can use the cloud to rapidly expand your IT footprint. Define cloud models. What are cloud models? The cloud models define the deployment type of cloud resources. The three main cloud models are private, public, and hybrid. Private cloud. Let's start with a private cloud. A private cloud is, in some ways, the natural evolution from a corporate data center. It's a cloud delivering IT services over the internet that's used by a single entity. Private cloud provides much greater control for the company and its IT department. However, it also comes with greater cost and fewer of the benefits of a public cloud deployment. Finally, a private cloud may be hosted from your on-site data center. It may also be hosted in a dedicated data center off-site, potentially even by a third party that has dedicated that data center to your company. Public cloud. A public cloud is built, controlled, and maintained by a third-party cloud provider. With a public cloud, anyone that wants to purchase cloud services can access and use resources. The general public availability is a key difference between public and private clouds. Hybrid cloud. A hybrid cloud is a computing environment that uses both public and private clouds in an interconnected environment. A hybrid cloud environment can be used to allow a private cloud to search for increased, temporary demand by deploying public cloud resources. Hybrid cloud can be used to provide an extra layer of security. For example, users can flexibly choose which services to keep in public cloud and which to deploy to their private cloud infrastructure. Describe the consumption-based model. When comparing IT infrastructure models, there are two types of expenses to consider. Capital expenditure (CapEx) and operational expenditure (OpEx). CapEx is typically a one-time, upfront expenditure to purchase or secure tangible resources. A new building, repairing the parking lot, building a data center, or buying a company vehicle are examples of CapEx. In contrast, OpEx is spending money on services or products over time. Renting a convention center, leasing a company vehicle, or signing up for cloud services are all examples of OpEx. Cloud computing falls under OpEx because cloud computing operates on a consumption-based model. With cloud computing, you don't pay for the physical infrastructure, the electricity, the security, or anything else associated with maintaining a data center. Instead, you pay for the IT resources you use. If you don't use any IT resources this month, you don't pay for any IT resources. This consumption-based model has many benefits, including no upfront costs, no need to purchase and manage costly infrastructure that users might not use to its fullest potential, the ability to pay for more resources when they're needed, the ability to stop paying for resources that are no longer needed. With a traditional data center, you try to estimate the future resource needs. If you overestimate, you spend more on your data center than you need to and potentially waste money. If you underestimate, your data center will quickly reach capacity and your applications and services may suffer from decreased performance. Fixing an under-provisioned data center can take a long time. You may need to order, receive, and install more hardware. You'll also need to add power, cooling, and networking for the extra hardware. In a cloud-based model, you don't have to worry about getting the resource needs just right. If you find that you need more virtual machines, you add more. If the demand drops and you don't need as many virtual machines, you remove machines as needed. Either way, you're only paying for the virtual machines that you use, not the extra capacity that the cloud provider has on hand. Compare cloud pricing models. Cloud computing is the delivery of computing services over the internet by using a pay-as-you-go pricing model. You typically pay only for the cloud services you use, which helps you plan and manage your operating costs, run your infrastructure more efficiently, scale as your business needs change. To put it another way, cloud computing is a way to rent compute power and storage from someone else's data center. You can treat cloud resources like you would resources in your own data center. However, unlike in your own data center, when you're done using cloud resources, you give them back. You're billed only for what you use. Instead of maintaining CPUs and storage in your data center, you rent them for the time that you need them. The cloud provider takes care of maintaining the underlying infrastructure for you. The cloud enables you to quickly solve your toughest business challenges and bring cutting-edge solutions to your users.